Hello and thanks for taking some of your valuable time to watch this video. I'm Steve Messineo. One thing all acupuncture, chiropractic, massage therapy, and physical therapy practice owners hate to see is an empty treatment table like the one you see behind me. Unfortunately for a lot of them, too often this is what they're seeing in their practices. I'll assume you're here because, like me, you're frustrated with the current state of healthcare in the US and how it impacts you, your practice, and most importantly, your patients. Unfortunately, unless something is done about it, it's not going to change anytime soon for private practice owners in the fields of acupuncture, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage therapy, and holistic care. This will lead us all to greater challenges in educating the public and getting more patients stuck in the current medical model to access our services. In my physical therapy practice, for instance, I have seen a 35% reduction in direct referrals from patients from medical doctors in my area. I expect this trend to continue for my practice. Fortunately, I've been able to make up for this loss in referrals through other means. This is in large part due to my association and education from other private healthcare providers whose practices are thriving despite the current medical model. I'll share specifically how I do this in a few minutes. But first, I want you to know that I am frustrated with the current healthcare system in America and I want to do something about it. I hope you do too. If you don't, then maybe this video isn't for you. I don't want you to waste your time if you're not in complete agreement with me that the current healthcare system in America sucks compared to what it really could be if there wasn't so much greed from certain players. I am frustrated with the greedy hospital organizations and how they're keeping more patients in-house, sometimes even discouraging them from seeing outside healthcare providers in the interest of securing more money from insurance providers. This would not be a problem if the patients they actually serve received care that made them aware of the physical and mental benefits of acupuncture, chiropractic, physical therapy, and other outpatient private healthcare services. In other words, teach people that taking a pill is not the answer to better healthcare and or decreased pain. More often than not, though, the patient is instead seen for 5 to 10 minutes by their doctor, then given a prescription for some drug that does nothing more than put a band-aid on the patient's problem, and it fails to effectively address the real issues at hand. Never mind the multitude of other health problems these drugs cause that ultimately cost the patient more money and better health. As a collective, private healthcare providers all know they can provide better care and better outcomes for patients. Unfortunately, what they lack is what hospitals, insurance companies, and pharmaceuticals have plenty of: leverage and community. They have the leverage to keep their patients in the sick care model that defines our current healthcare system. Without people being sick, they lose their leverage, and they know it. They also have community. They recognize that in order to keep the current healthcare model the way it is, they need to band together into giant conglomerates with lots of money that make it extremely difficult for anyone to change it. Heck, even our U.S. government is on their side. Have you seen any public health education commercials from our government since Obamacare was put into place? No, you haven't, and there's a reason for it. The reason is the government, the hospital organizations, the insurance companies, and the pharmaceutical companies in the U.S. want people to be and remain sick. Without them, their greedy money-making machines no longer are necessary, and they all go out of business. If you don't believe me, then what I really want to do is check out an article that I found in the NPR. They'll share with you at the end of this video. Just getting your eyes on and taking in this article will be worth the time you take to view the rest of my video here today. It will give you a sense of why most practice owners are kept in a tough position in the medical community, not helping enough patients, not earning the money they deserve for the services they provide, competing with and complaining about each other's services across the different professions, and ultimately scrapping for patients in order to keep their practices open. Now, if this doesn't fire you up, then you are not paying attention, don't care enough to want to change things for you and your practice, or just to the point where you just don't see any resolution for this problem and are accepting your current faith in healthcare. If you're the latter, then keep watching as I'm going to share how we as private healthcare providers can get the leverage we need to change the current healthcare model in the U.S. for the benefit of our patients and our practices. How? It starts by putting our petty differences aside and agreeing to start working together. If we don't, things will never change. Our professional organizations have failed to gain the leverage in current healthcare model for us on their own. So it's time we all work together to change the U.S. healthcare model to our favor. No more bickering between our professions on who does things better, who should be able to do what in their practices. Seriously, I don't want to be an acupuncturist, and I don't want to be a chiropractor or massage therapist for that matter. But I value each of these professions and the people in them who I've referred my patients to, and I found those people to be exceptional. We need more of us working together instead of against each other for the benefit of our patients and our practices. The challenge is most practice owners don't have the time, financial resources, or energy to focus on anything else but keeping their practices open. In order to have more time, they need to hire more staff to take over some of the responsibilities, including patient care and day-to-day business management. In order to hire more staff, they need to make more money for their practices. And in order to make more money, they need to bring in more consistent patient visits day after day, month after month, and year after year. In order to bring more patients in, they need to know how to effectively promote their practices to the people in the general public that they want to serve and convert them into patients in their practices. Marketing and sales is where most private healthcare practice owners struggle because it is not a formal part of their education in the schools they've attended to get their degrees. And most practice owners went into practice to treat and care for patients, not do sales. However, there is a massive opportunity being missed by most private healthcare practice owners by not promoting their practices and businesses to people in the general public. Just look at Facebook, for example. It is one of the best places for private practice owners to share information about what they do and attract more customers. And it's an absolute home run for all of us. Unfortunately, for the general public, there are not enough practice owners putting their voice out onto Facebook to educate people about all the positive benefits of their services. But because there are so few practice owners taking advantage of it, the opportunity for you to position your practice as the go-to place in your community is huge. Now, I know the words marketing and sales cause a lot of practice owners stress just by thinking about them, especially with all the practice growth gurus out there telling them how awesome their marketing process is to help them double or even triple the number of patients to their practices as long as the practice owners are willing to invest thousands of dollars into their programs to do so. And for those practice owners who do invest in these marketing education programs, they are often disappointed to find out they are not getting all of the information they need to know to successfully promote their practices. And they also are getting the personalized support they need from the quote-unquote guru, and they are continuously being upsold into some other product or service that the guru offers to get their practices to quote-unquote the next level. It doesn't have to be this way, though. There is a practice marketing and sales education program that is very affordable for the average practice owner, gets him or her all of the information they need to see positive results within their marketing efforts, and provides live and personalized support they need and desire to implement an automated marketing system that consistently generates patients into their practices. This includes all they need to know about how to take advantage of Facebook and the other online tools you need to successfully grow their practice. How do I know about this marketing, sales, and education program? Well, because I created it. It is based on what has worked for my practice and turned it from one that was only generating 10 to 15 new patient plans of care every month into one that now generates 112 new patient plans of care on average each month, despite seeing a 35% reduction in physician referrals of patients to my practice. By the way, my practice generated just $1.5 million in revenue last year, and we are on track for $1.65 million this year. Additionally, I have the staff I need to allow me to treat less and have more time to focus on growing my business, as well as helping other healthcare practice owners like you grow yours. I wouldn't be able to do it if it weren't for the automated marketing and sales systems that I have in place to promote my practice to the general public and consistently attract new patients to my practice. Now, I'm not telling you all this to brag, but to tell you that you can do the same thing for your practice by accessing my Marketing Mastery for Practice Owners program and group. That said, my program and group is not for everyone. It is not for anyone who doesn't want to do better or doesn't believe that they can do better in their practices. And it is not for cynical complainers who resist taking action to promote and grow their practices. It is also not for anyone who is looking for a quick fix that will help them instantly attract patients and grow their practice without any effort on their part. That is not how it works for growing your practice. Trust me. I know I have made the mistake of investing money into various get patients quick marketing solutions, and I will tell you that all of them required more time and more money on my part than I anticipated when I signed up for them. There is no easy path toward building a highly successful, profitable practice. So if you believe there is one, then my program is definitely not for you. It is only for healthcare practice owners who are passionate about serving more patients and growing their practices to ones that allow them to also have the time and financial freedom that they desire. It is also only for those who want to be part of a community of other practice owners from all outpatient private healthcare professions that work together to help each other in their practices so we can ultimately change the U.S. healthcare model as a collective and into one that puts our services and as the primary choice in the eyes of the average patient. If you'd like to see your practice benefit from my program, achieve similar results to mine, and join a community of like-minded healthcare practice owners who want to make a greater and positive impact on healthcare its access in this country, then you have two options at this time. One, join me for my upcoming live presentation online where I'll show you my 7-step process for developing a working marketing system for your practice that can increase your patient volume by 50% in the next 6 months. During this presentation, I'll share 3 bonus strategies that will keep your patients coming back for more and consistently referring new business to you year after year. I'll also make this promise to you. There will be nothing for sale on my presentation, just information you can use right away to start attracting more patients to your practice. Option number 2 is this. Schedule a call with me this week using the scheduling link you see below. We'll discuss the challenges you face in your practice and we'll determine if my marketing mastery program and group is right for you and your practice. At a minimum, you'll leave our call with information and strategies that you can immediately implement to make a positive difference for your practice, all at no cost to you whatsoever. One more thing. I am 100% serious about creating a network of healthcare private practice owners committed to working with each other, sharing information with each other, and helping each other achieve greater success in their practices while changing the current healthcare model in America for the better. In order to do this, I am going to need one acupuncturist, chiropractor, massage therapist, physical therapist, and holistic private practice owner in each town across America who are willing to put their differences aside and create a better network for the community they serve. So if you're ready to make a positive change in your practice, yourself, and millions of patients accessing the U.S. healthcare system, then you should get involved today. If you'd like more information before you talk with me, then join me for my upcoming live presentation by completing the information box below, and I'll send you a confirmation of your attendance. Note this presentation is only limited to the first 50 registrants, so if you're serious about growing your practice, register now. Or if you want to skip my presentation and you want to find out if joining my community and getting access to my Marketing Mastery for Practice Owners program is right for you, then click the consult button below and schedule a time to talk with me in the next 10 days. Either way, I look forward to working with you and other practice owners to position our professions as the primary choice for patient health care in the U.S. in the years to come. Thanks for watching.